Shanti, morning murli, 6 July 2022. Sweet letter of Bab Dada to sweet, sweet children. Essence, sweet children, by belonging to the Father, you claim a right to liberation in life without spending a shell. As soon as you have faith, you receive the inheritance. Question: what is the duty of sensible children with shrewd intellects? Answer: to go on the true pilgrimage and to inspire others to go on the true pilgrimage is the duty of the children with shrewd intellects. The true pilgrimage is Manmanabhav. By going in this pilgrimage, you will be saved from all types of wandering. Just as the Father is benevolent, so children with shrewd intellects would be benevolent as Father. Question: what does the Father tell you something that you continue to whisper in everyone's ear? Answer: Baba says, children, remember me. Don't remember any bodily beings. If you remember bodily beings, you become body conscious. Therefore, always consider all bodily beings to be already dead and that you have to remember the Father. Continue to whisper this in everyone's ear. Song: I have come having awakened for my fortune. Shanti. Is there any expense involved in creating children's fortune? When a parent have a child, does it cost anything for the child to receive an inheritance? As soon as he is born, he receives the inheritance of his father's property. They print to receive an inheritance. As soon as they print in the newspaper such and such and here is born. Did it cost the child anything? No. He took birth and it didn't cost him anything. A person may be very wealthy but not have any children, so he would adopt a child. Did it cost the child anything? Nothing at all. Here too, liberation in life in a second is deities with liberated in life and that they were the masters of the world. Only in Bharat is there liberation in life. The father asks him, does it cost you anything to belong to the father? Baba, I belong to you. That's all. It is also remembered that Janak received liberation in second in a second. Liberation in life in a second. He simply received recognition of the Father. The Father is showing you methods for this. Tell me, what is your relationship with the Parlokik Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul? When you say Supreme Father, He is the Father. Baba asks, does it cost you anything to does it cost you anything to belong to me? Nothing at all. Simply belong to me. There is no expense in this at all. It is said, liberation in life in a second. Question of expense just didn't arise. When the child came, what did it cost him? You belong to the Father. What did it cost you? Your intellects are simply your intellect simply had the faith. Baba, I am yours. You understand that you receive the sovereignty of heaven from the Father. The Father is the creator of heaven. The inheritance you receive is the sovereignty of heaven. It is a matter of having faith. You don't even spend a penny. Only by having remembrance will you become like a diamond. We write, you can claim liberation in life without spending as much as a shell. You will receive the sovereignty. You have stumbled around so much. People stumble around. They also spend a lot of money. They also spend a lots of money and yet they don't receive anything. The father explains a great deal. But if it is not in their fortune, it does not sit in their intellects. A method should be invited to save everyone from stumbling around. Simply to hear Baba's murli and then relate it to others is not a big thing. What should you tell others and what should you do? People go on pilgrimage by train. What method should you devise? As yet, no one has put into practice the method that Baba has shown you. You should lovingly ask someone, what is your relationship with the purifier, the ocean of knowledge? The ocean of knowledge. Until you haven't written to Baba telling him, Baba, I am now engaged in this business. Have you gone and asked so and so what he thinks? You don't give news to Baba at all. You can claim liberation in life from Baba in a second, just as Janak did. If you solve this riddle, Baba is telling you something first class. Have small plastic cards printed. Have good postcards that you can send anywhere. They only stumble around on pilgrimage. You can even write, if you want to become free from stumbling around for birth after birth, then solve this riddle. By solving this, you can receive liberation in life in a second. Baba tells you the word. An intelligent child should write something very well and then have it printed and sent to others. Work can be done quickly in bigger towns. Have very beautiful plastic cards, which may or may not have the stamp of Trimurti on them. Baba gives you very good tactics. Janak received liberation in life in a second. They simply continue to sing this, but no one knows about it. Although this is mentioned in the Ashtavakra Gita, no one can understand it. They are just tall stories. You are sitting here to explain this practically. No one else understand it. Only the God the Father is the sensible one. Ravan has made everyone else nonsensible. Pure ones are called sensible and impure ones are called nonsensible. No one knows this unlimited aspect. This is absolutely simple. Let them let them say, yes, he is our father. A child should receive inheritance from his father without spending anything. As soon as a child is born, he receives an inheritance. Child receive an inheritance of bondage in life from physical fathers. This is the only father who is called the purifier. Here it is the devilish kingdom of Ravan. That one is God, the Father. They speak of heavenly God, the Father. So you should receive the inheritance of heaven from him. The new world is called heaven. The great destruction of the old world is just ahead of you. The longer it is delayed, the more people will continue to have faith in destruction. This is already entering the hearts of people. They do understand that war can flare up even tomorrow. They also understand that death is just ahead. You say that you are the Prajapita, Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. You are the children of Shiv Baba, so you have a right to the inheritance. Simply remember the father and your inheritance. Also, print these words on the card. Solve this one riddle and you can receive liberation in life in a second without spending as much as a shell. You can simply have to remember the father and the inheritance. That's all. And you will become a master of heaven. The status in heaven is also number wise. You will automatically understand with the knowledge what you have to do. There is no question of money, etc. Baba always says to children, it is better to die than to ask for anything. When you are to receive your inheritance from father, why would you ask for anything? Both a mother and father wants a son so that he would be there here. You are now Baba's children. Everyone calls him father. The father speaks through the body of Brahma. You are also children of Brahma. How else would you become? How else would you be able to go to Brahma's home. Brahma Kumars and Kumaris receive their grandfather's inheritance. Brahma is not creator of heaven. Your guru is not Brahma. There is only one Sadguru. The Brahma also studies with him. It isn't that when he departs after learning everything, you will sit on the gaddi. No, it is not like that here. There is only the one Sadguru. We all study with him and attain salvation. Children can do lot of service. You have many chances. You can even take these cards of the temples and explain to the people there. Someone should show this by doing it. The methods that Baba is showing are very easy. Baba continues to check everything. He wants to hear the news that 10 to 20 people on a train were asked this question. When you ask one person a question, 10 others will hear it. It is not a big thing to sit at home and explain to someone. The father says simply remember the father and the inheritance. This does not stain the intellects of little children. It stays in their intellects when they grow a little older. Your organs are bigger. Liberation in life is received in a second. You know that Baba is giving you the inheritance of heaven. Poor, helpless people are stumbling around outside a great deal. How can we liberate them? Many tactics are needed for this. So many daughters write from home saying, Baba, I belong to you. They have never even seen Baba or met him. They write, Baba, I belong to you. I will definitely claim the inheritance from you. They even experience being beaten. Such daughters can go ahead of many others. You are not beaten, and yet you don't even do this service. You even ignore what Baba says. You can print cards in any language. The intellects of those who actually do something should also work on this. Baba is not giving you a lot of work to do. The governments in that world have such big committees set up for destruction. You have so good methods to claim an imperishable status. They spend a lot of money on the path of devotion, whereas look what you are doing. You have no expense at all. There is lot of expense on the path of devotion. You receive liberation in life in a second. Sensible children should print these cards and show Baba. You are claiming our inheritance from Baba so easily. People become so unhappy. Some people even return home halfway through a pilgrimage. Poor people wander around a great deal. You feel sorry for those poor helpless people. You are the children of God, the Father. So you should have come to heaven. Why are you here in hell? There has to be someone who can tell them this. You can explain to anyone. In order to go to Allah's house, remember Allah. You come from there. Now remember the Father. None but one. Explain this to the nuns. You have to remember God. Even Christ remembered him. For instance, if Baba goes away, you still have to remember Shiv Baba. The body will, of course, be shed. You have to remember that one. Shiv Baba says, simply remember me. You must not remember any bodily beings. Become soul conscious. All bodily beings are already dead. All bodily beings are already dead. The Father says, constantly remember me alone. In the world, they continue to make one another happy. Here we tell you one thing in your ear. It is very easy. Alpha and Beta. Remember the Father and the kingdom. This is the meaning of Manmanabhav. All the rest is detail. The Father is the benefactor. You children too have to become benefactors. You children have to give a lot of proof of how many you benefited today. You have to go around everywhere in order to benefit others. You have to stumble around for the sake of establishing a religion. I am teaching you such a pilgrimage that you won't have to go on another pilgrimage. Man Manabhav. You really should go after the pilgrims. A very shrewd intellect is needed. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, the Babdada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. We children also say Namaste to spiritual father. Essence for dharna. The way to become like diamond is to have remembrance of the father. By having remembrance of the Father, you will receive the sovereignty of heaven without spending as much as a shell. Therefore, constantly stay in remembrance of that one Father. It is better to die than to ask for anything. You have received everything from the Father, therefore, don't ask for blessings. Don't ask for blessing. Don't ask for anything. Become benevolent and show everyone the true path. Blessings. You be a yogi soul who experiments and thereby increases all your treasures by using them. May you be a yogi soul who experiments and thereby increases all your treasure by using them. Bab Dada has given you children all the treasures to experiment with. To the extent that you experiment with them, to the extent you will progress. If you are not progressing, then you are not experimenting. Yoga means to experiment with things. So, whatever the Father has made you a trustee of your body, mind, wealth, or things, do not waste them by being careless, but use them and increase them tenfold. Be one who attains a lot with little expenditure. This is a sign of yogi soul who experiments. Slogan: to renounce sinful action and the vices is to have real renunciation. To renounce sinful action and the vices is to have real renunciation. अच्छा, Om Shanti.